Granny Rocks.
And my name is James Maynard, otherwise known as Sweet Baby James.
And tonight I'm going to be talking about how do you feel, how do you react when you're treated with kindness, especially if it's unexpected.
Hmm.
So it sounds like it should be a no brainer, but is it?
Not for me, it isn't.
So before I get into the topic, I would like to encourage you to comment because we are live and we can take your comments. And first, I would like Sweet Baby James to introduce us in our show.
You've just heard it from Granny, because you have come to Granny Rocks, where Granny shares with us her wit, her wisdom, and her very uncommon sense on important topics in our lives every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time. So without further ado, here's Granny.
Hi there. By the way, we've already gotten a comment from Todd. He said, "Hi, good topic," with a smile. And I'm so glad to see that because that means we are broadcasting. I love that. So that was a great kindness that Todd just paid us by letting us know indirectly that we are
And
on the
also
air.
Elizabeth says hi,
Ooh,
sends love.
and that was,
Hi,
yes,
Elizabeth,
yes,
love to
hearts
you.
to you too. So James and I are kind of going to represent some different extremes. Hello, Catalina. She sent a hi and a heart and all of that. We're so glad to see you too.
Yeah, hi.
Really, very glad. It is always a kindness when our viewers tune in, especially if they comment or they share. Oh, Tracy is here too, and she sent a hi and a caring and a
Right.
heart and all of that. Oh my
Hi,
God,
Tracy,
caring and
thank
hearts.
you.
Oh my God, our cup runneth over tonight. Well, Amy, hi, sweet. Hi, Beth and sweet baby James. Thank you so much for this topic. It certainly can be a very sweet feeling when I receive an unexpected act of kindness. Yes and no.
No.
So here's the, I'm going to give you the heads up. Not half an hour ago, we received a tremendous gift from a stranger. Uh, it appears that we have sold our house, meaning that we're going to be signing a contract to sell our house. And even though I'm in tears about it, I know that it is the right thing and that it's time for us to move closer uh, to civilization. You know, we're a little bit old for this, and we're a little bit impaired, or a lot impaired. And a really interesting thing happened. We got two offers, and which we didn't expect. I know that it's a seller's market, but that's never happened to me before. Um, and it was sort of a slow start. But the offer that we got tonight was from an older woman who, um, well, I don't feel like I should talk about it because this is about her life, but she's doing an act of kindness in her own family. And the offer that she made was so above and beyond anything that we could have expected, the kindness that she's showing to us. And it, as it happens, something happened for her today, and we showed her a lot of kindness too. And it was just spontaneous and natural, and we didn't think that she was going to buy the house, as a matter of fact, but we just felt it, and she was a very sweet woman. And so I am just flabbergasted and looking forward to seeing this offer in writing. You know, it's like, is it true? Could it possibly be? So again, the only reason I'm not giving you the details is this is really about somebody else who is a stranger and they deserve to have their privacy. But I was in tears, of course, because that's the kind of guy I am. I was in tears. But Sweet Baby James, he had a
Mm.
very different reaction. Well, I mean, on one level he was, but he had a different reaction. And I think this is important. I think
Right.
it's really, really instructive. So would you
Mm-hmm.
like to take it away,
Yes, I would.
SBJ?
Sweet Baby James.
That's right. There was an LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Now there's an SBJ.
There is.
Yeah, they also named their dog with the LBJ initials. I don't know where I fit in that whole scene. Anyway, um, I've often carried, in fact, much of my life, I've carried this victimhood kind of feeling that the universe keeps giving me a raw deal, raw deal, raw deal.
Even
And
though he's married to me,
yeah,
half baked, and he keeps saying, thinking it's raw.
really. Um, and so this act of kindness came our way today. And it was a huge act of kindness.
And we just learned about it a few minutes ago.
And for my part, I was just helping her out along the way because it felt like the right thing to do. I had no idea that this would be coming back to us in such a wonderful, rewarding way. And so on a conscious level, I say, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But on a deeper level, my ego is riled up because this contradicts my belief system about life. Getting the raw deal, being the victim. Beth is an amazing intuitive, and she so often intervenes with me and points out stuff that I was oblivious about. And my ego gets riled up. Even though on a conscious level I know it's for my highest good, it's going to work out, it's going to be better. But all I need is a little something to latch on to, like she had a stern tone of voice, or she was upset
Right.
at my behavior. And that's all my ego needs to be off and running and judging her instead of evaluating me and being accountable for my actions. And so this is another example, this is a big example of my belief system being contradicted by something somebody else does. And of course, I'm very invested in being right, very invested in being in the know. And I have so many justifications for perpetuating the whole idea that I'm a victim of so many things. The societal things, the political things, the economic things, oh, you name it. The list goes on. And so I'm sure maybe some of you can identify with this. And so even on a surface level, you might say, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, this is wonderful. But deep down, are you really feeling, this doesn't fit my picture?
Right, right.
Yeah.
By the way, we have a bunch of other comments that we
Yeah.
didn't see. Karen said, hey, you too, much love and hearts and all
Much
that.
love to you, Karen.
Blanca said, Bello Beth. Hello, Blanca. Hola, Blanca. And she sent us a rose. And Amy said, I figured there was a no, too. And Blanca said, hello, Beth. That's what she meant instead of Bello, but that's good, too. And Todd says, wow. And he sent hearts and all kinds of lovely things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're kind of like in shock about everything. And Terry said hello. Well, hello, Terry.
Hello, Terry.
Love you,
Yes.
love you. So,
So glad you joined us.
so what happens? So I really am asking you to look inside and ask yourself, how do you react? Do you react with suspicion, like, oh, it can't be true? Or do you react with hostility? I mean, there have been so many times when James and I have argued about how to respond to something. He wants me to nail it down and be really like fight it in a like a lawyer.
Protect yourself.
Protect
your
yourself.
position.
And I don't like that. That's not the way I want to be treated, and I don't want to treat other people that way either. So we have some altercations about that. So it's like, because he has to prove all the time that the universe is hostile, and it's really not his fault. It has to do with his upbringing that he believes that. But then, the need to defend that perspective and to keep it going. A lot of people, for example, are in therapy and they're getting different kinds of feedback from the therapist than they did from their parent. But it may take them a while to trust that because they're always expecting. It's like what we expect is what we've experienced. And so how can we just let go? So I'd love to hear from some of you guys about what you think your experience is of kindness? I mean, do you get defensive? Do you get scared? Do you look for the secret agenda?
Do you feel obligated in some way?
Very good. Do you feel obligated in some way? In fact, Eva says, nice to see you again. Hope you both fine. Oh, we
Thank
are.
you, Eva.
Eva
Yes.
or Evia. We don't know how to
Evia.
pronounce your name, but it's been a while since we saw you and so happy to see you. So, yeah, come on. We can't be the only people on the planet who've had this issue. Think about the last time somebody offered you some unexpected kindness, and how did you feel? I'm going to wait. While I'm waiting, I'm going to send you some chi energy. Amy said, I figured there are definitely mixed or even negative reactions to receive unexpected kindness too. Yes, absolutely.
Mixed seems to be a very prevalent phenomenon for us. If it doesn't fit your picture, then it's going to be a mixed response, even if you think it's only one positive response.
That's right. And Catalina said, when someone is nice to me, I wonder if they are trying to manipulate me. Ooh, good one.
There you go.
Good one. Good one. And how often does that in fact happen? I mean, it does happen. And also, we do get screwed. I mean, sometimes we are nice and terrible things happen and people are not responsive in that way. But the question is, what message do we want to get from that? Do we want to say, oh, that person was manipulative?
As it trips lightly off your tongue.
It's amazing that I can speak at all because we're so like over the moon here about what's going on in our lives. Todd says, I think I get suspicious. Right on. That's absolutely true. Isn't that something? So we could say, okay, it could happen that somebody is going to mess with me, but that would be them. That doesn't mean that always people are going to mess with me. Tracy said, I feel embarrassed. Oh, that's a good one. Like I don't want the attention on me. It is so much easier to be the one being kind than the one receiving. That is so true, Tracy. It's like that way you're controlling the relationship, and you're not only is it about attention, but you're not then vulnerable to how that person is going to treat you 5 minutes from now, or what their underlying motive might be. Or Todd said, unfortunately, I also feel like I owe them something in return. That is a good one too. Sometimes we do give something in return, but we don't do it because we owe them. We do that because that part of us has been opened up. That kindness in us, if we allow it, can open, and we just want to be kind in return. Kindness begets kindness, ego begets ego. These are wonderful responses that we're getting. Amy said, I've had several instances of receiving unexpected kindness extended to me, which I actually found very sweet and made me smile. But at other times, depending on the situation, I not only get suspicious, I ask myself if I am as kind as they are and might think that I'm not. Oh, that's another good one. So kindness begets self-criticism, and that is not a good thing. Tracy says, good point, Granny. Discomfort in the vulnerability and lack of control. Yeah, I mean, even now, it's like, oh, is this really true? I can't wait to see the written offer, right? Did you really do that? So, it's almost hard to believe. Elizabeth says, I'm having a hard time thinking of when someone was kind to me. Oh, my.
It's hard to take it in sometimes.
It must be, because I'm sure that people have been kind to you many times. I think I've been kind to you.
You have been kind to her.
Yeah. Sir Ruby James says that time. And I'm sure lots of people have been kind to you. Isn't that interesting how defensive we can be around something that we think should be so obvious? I think that vulnerability thing is really a big thing for everybody. It's like, are you really doing this, or is this a sucker punch? You know what I mean? Are you
A
really
setup for a sucker punch.
setting me up for a sucker punch? Very good. Anybody else? These are great examples. We're not getting any more. Sweetie James, you have more to share on this. A birdie told me that.
Oh. Well, it's amazing to me how stubbornly persistent this pattern of mine has been. Um, since you and I have been together, there have been so many blessings. We've lived in beautiful places, and we've had fortunate circumstances, a lot of positive feedback from people. And so, why is it that my ego is so perverse? It keeps holding on to that idea that I'm a victim. So that there's a stubbornness and the perverseness of it that kind of strikes me right now.
That's a very good question. Let me see if I can tune in on something in that arena. It's like, why are you insisting when you've seen it over and over? I remember 6 months into our relationship, you were still saying, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Know, what did I need to do for you to trust me? Well, coming back to the vulnerability thing, I think that I want to go back to something that somebody said earlier. I think it's a feeling like, oh my God, I have to give back. I have to start thinking differently. I have to think of others. By the way, Karen said, kindness or charity. Are you saying that you have the same experience when someone shows you charity? I'm not sure what charity means.
I think she's distinguishing them as different. Charity can come from, oh, they feel sorry for me, and so they're being charitable toward me, whereas kindness is just
the flow from
nice.
The heart.
Yeah, flow from the heart.
You know, our real estate agent said that she has been seeing a lot of kindness lately. So many people who've lost their homes in the fires and who have really been hurt in so many ways, and people with COVID or whatever. You know, we're seeing a world where there is so much suspicion, whether it's about the elections or anything else. We live in a suspicious world, and I think one of the things is that we don't want to look stupid or foolish, because that makes us look weak.
Yep. Stupid and weak.
Right. So if you stay suspicious, then nobody is going to take advantage of you, and you're not going to look stupid or weak. Especially if it turns out that it's not even true.
Yeah.
Karen says, yes, feeling valued or devalued. That's so important. Kindness is a way of valuing you. It's showing you that you matter to the person. And sometimes charity implies that you're not valued, that you're seen as less than, and it's only out of the goodness of our hearts that we're going to help you. So doesn't have any sense of mutuality, and because there's no mutualities, there's no sense of power. So I would like you guys, as homework, to think of the ways, just even recently, that you have been treated with kindness. It could be something large or small. Somebody standing up and letting you sit down in the bus. You could say, well, that must mean that they think I'm weak. Or you could say, they must realize that I need it. Elizabeth said, I think I feel I don't deserve it. Oh, that's good. You know, if you live in a world of quid pro quo, which is I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, there's always that feeling of, okay, what am I going to owe? And did I do enough to deserve this? And when you're coming from your heart and love is flowing from you to another person, they might just feel that. So I highly recommend that you look at your reaction to kindness in the coming week and see if you can't just relax into it. And see that as difficult as life is, there is another side of the universe. And we're seeing a lot of that too during the coronavirus and so many things where people are just kind. And let's open our hearts to that and realize that we also have that for others and what a gift that is. So do come back next Wednesday night at 6:30 Pacific time and we'll find out what we're going to talk about then. And don't forget Dreams of Peace every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, where I play the piano out of the kindness of my heart. Todd says, I will look at my reaction to kindness in the coming week. I am so glad to hear that. So please watch our show. Don't forget to like and love and comment. And I will always comment later. I will respond to your comment later. And share. Because we all need kindness. We need more of it. And we need to receive it in order to relax into giving it as well.
Yes.
Love you guys.
My love to you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.